Need a microphone, don't I? Hi guys, Bobby Gas here. I watched a video last week, a bunch of days ago. Bip Bop Boom John, he was showing some 45 7-inch singles that Chris Record Talk started a thread. And then I seen Vance doing it. And I cracked the Vance that I might do it, but the fishing season started. And Chris Record Talk says, well, I don't want to. He wrote a comment under mine, said, well, I don't want to be bothering kind of your fishing season, but I'm going to do it anyhow, right? Do the thread anyhow. Excuse me. I think Bipper had 10 records. I think there was only 7 or 8 questions he was asking and show a record, picture sleeve or something like that. A bunch of questions, but I don't follow rules, guys. I just do my own thing, right? And Vance, I think he only showed the 7 or 8 records that of the questions, but I'm not like that. I'm just going to go with the way I do things, right? Anyhow, here's the 45s I picked. I actually owned the very first 45 that was ever made for sale to the public. That come out on 20 days after my birthday in 1949, March the 31st, 1949. The first record come out. It was a box set of 6 records from RCA, but the first record was an Eddie Arnold song, Bouquet of Roses, which was out on a 78 3 or 4 years before that, a big hit. And on the flip side of that is my favorite song by Eddie Arnold called Texarkana Rose. No, Texarkana something or other, right? Anyhow, I love it. And so here come the records, right? May as well show you probably the most famous label and record company, in old rock and roll, and that's Sun Records. And what we got here is Earl Peterson Boogie Blues. I'll upload that sometime, eh? Great shape. Actually, I'm showing this because, as you can see on the bottom, it says Michigan's Singing Cowboy. Now, Sun didn't do an awful lot of country stuff. I mean, they did doo-wop, blues, rock, country. I mean, he tried everything to make a dollar, right? Look at that. I'm out of focus here, right? Son of a bitch. Anyhow, I'm wondering if Randy Deadwax. I'm wondering if Randy Deadwax, God damn it, focus in. What's going on here? God damn it, focus. Focus, hocus, hocus, pocus, focus. There we go, finally, eh? Jesus, Murphy. Okay, so yeah, Randy. Michigan. Randy's from Michigan. He collects everything from Michigan that he can. Speaking of Randy, see this record here? Unrelated segments. Cry, cry, cry. I put this record up, I don't know, a month ago. And one guy leaves a comment telling me, saying, this is an audition record too, it says, right? He was telling me that the record's probably, is that the record that's worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? So I go, oh, sure. I look it up on Discogs, and sure enough, this is a mint copy. It's worth around $3,000 as a mint copy, an audition copy. And I was wondering, holy shit, have I got a gem here? And I did a video where I asked everybody, oh, is this really a $3,000 record? Anyhow, some guys are commenting, oh, it might be this and that. Or and Randy comments, No, Bobby, it's a bootleg. Randy watched it, and and then later on, on one of his streams, I asked him, he's got the bootleg, but he's also got the original too, right? Randy's got an awful lot of rare 45s that are worth money, eh? And next up here, show you old label. I'm a big fan of sleeves and labels on the 45s, right? A really big fan, eh? And I love the old labels, eh? Here's an old label, Modern Records. They had an awful lot of great blues and R&B on it, right? Now this one here is by Boyd Gilmore. All in My Dreams was his hit, and Elmore James plays guitar on it here. All My Dreams, and he does that. That's a 1952 sound, and he's playing it with Ike Turner's band, 1952, Ike Turner's band, eh? I love getting old stuff like that and finding out the information on it and crap like that. Now, as far as labels are concerned, or sleeves, here's a nice Motown sleeve. Hitsville, USA. Motown, Gordy, VIP, Melody, Soul, Tamil. Those were all subsidiaries of Tamla. It started. It was the first one was Tamla, and then Motown. Tamla was the first one. Then it was Tamla Motown, and this is the Marvelettes. Don't Mess with Bill. Fantastic tune. Don't Mess with Bill. I used to love that in high school. I used to play it all the time. Classical music. Here's my favorite. Uh, I don't know, big band era guy, right? It's Artie Shaw and his orchestra. Hey? Temptation, and the flip side here was probably his biggest number. Begin. It's his favorite anyhow. He loved that record. As far as the picture sleeve is concerned, Bob Dylan, Hurricane Carter. Here's a company sleeve, standard company sleeve on Columbia. Janis Joplin, me and Bobby McGee. The only reason I brought this one out is because I'm letting you know I seen Janis. I seen an awful lot of the dead ones. Janis, Jimmy, Jim Morrison, Hendrix. I seen a lot of the dead ones. Picture sleeve. I mean, you gotta put up Elvis Presley. They all shook up. Heartbreak Hotel, 1958 is when this one come out, and this was on cardboard, hard cardboard. I have quite a few Elvis Presley fucking picture sleeves, as a matter of fact. Next up is my favorite label of all time. Chess. There's Chuck Berry on Chess, eh? Reeling and a rockin', and Sweet Little 16 is the flip side. Chuck, he hated the Chess Brothers. I mean, he absolutely hated the Chess Brothers. I remember a video where he got Bo Diddley. He was with Bo Diddley where they were being interviewed, and he tried to get Bo to vilify the Chess Brothers like Chuck was doing, eh? Like, I mean, they ripped me off. They stole money from me, is what he was saying, right? And everybody that was the same with everybody. Every record company was like that in them days. I mean, these guys give Chuck their first start, right? He went to VJ Records when he first come up to Chicago. He went to VJ Records with a bunch of his record songs, and they wouldn't have nothing to do with him. So he walked across the street, Michigan Avenue, to Chess Records, and he was doing some stuff in there, and Ida Red or something like that, and Leonard goes in and tells him change the name to Maybelline, and that's how Chuck got famous. But he hated these guys. Chuck's an asshole. He's got great music, but he's a goof. Chuck Berry, rock and roll at Chess. Although Chess was the home of the blues. Muddy Waters, Chess. Howlin' Wolf, Chess. I mean, I seen both those guys a long time ago. The Wolf actually sat with me one time, eh? Now, I had to show you a kind of a favorite record. I think was a question, a favorite record of yours that ain't worth much money or whatever, right? And I come up with, I mean, I didn't go searching through my 40,000 45s. I looked at about 100 of them to pick these ones out here I got here for you. For my favorite tune, one of my favorite tunes, Hot Chocolate, Emma. You know, when I pull out a handful, 2 handfuls of record to do this, right, it was in there, right? Now, here's, you know, you can't show 45s without showing, you know, the Beatles, I guess, right? They're pretty famous, right? Now, I've got, Jesus, 40, 50 Beatle 45s. You know, it just ain't the Beatles, it's McCartney. Each individual, you know, I got their 45s too when they went on their own, right? Now, when the Beatles first come to the States, they went to VJ Records. Capitol wouldn't cut any of their stuff. So VJ Records, Vivian and James, they did. And there's a VJ record, Please Please Me, the Beatles. VJ. Here's the Beatles, She Loves You on Swan. The Beatles, P.S. I Love You on the Tolly label. And here's the famous European Odeon label. That's German, eh? Odeon. Got the center piece in there too, eh? And last but not least for the Beatles, Yoko Ono, Kiss, Kiss, Kiss. You know, when I seen John, I never seen the Beatles, but I saw John Lennon when he was with the Plastic Ono Band. And when they were playing in '69 with Eric Clapton, Andy White, and, oh, I forget the bass player. But when they were playing, when Yoko got up and started screaming and all kinds of shit like that while they're trying to do a song and she's screaming into a mic, us fans down there, we booed her. I booed her lustily, believe me. Lennon got mad at us. She gave us shit for doing it, actually. But I got to tell you, she didn't do any more screaming on the microphone and stuff like that, eh? And I'm going to show the Beatles. I'm going to show the Stones. Picture sleeves. Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, backed with Down in the Hole. You know, Rolling Stones is my favorite band. Rolling Stone, Let's Spend the Night Together, and Ruby Tuesday. Rolling Stones, Have You Seen Your Mother Standing in the Shadow? Backed by, what is it? Gee, it doesn't say. Well, I'll have to take this out and see what's on the flip side. Who's driving my plane? Jesus, somebody better be driving it. One of my favorite Stones tunes, You Can't Always Get What You Want, backed by Honky Tonk Women. And those are real honky tonk women there, aren't they? Boy, oh boy, you go into a bar and wake up to that in the morning. And here's one of my favorite picture sleeve albums by the Stones, 2,000 Light Years from Home. I love that. This album doesn't get a lot of love, eh? But it's a great album, eh? And here is Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Stones. This never wasn't out on an album. The only way you could get this in the old days was on this 45 right here. Backed with Child of the Moon. Jumpin' Jack Flash. You don't see this one around very often. And the very last one I'm going to show you is a special disc jockey record on MGM with the company sleeve and all of that. And back in '64, when the Beatles come out, well, the Beatles come out in '63, but they got really big in '64 and here in North America. But in Canada, we knew of them in '63. But in '63 and '64, no, in '64 and '65, in my area of town and with my group of friends and my people here in Toronto, the Stones and the Beatles weren't the top band. This band was. The Animals. This is It's My Life on a special disc jockey record. I'm Going to Change the World is on the flip side. I mean, the Animals in '64 and '65, they were, they were the top band. I mean, they were really bluesy rock big time, eh? Anyhow, there you go. Chris from Record Talk. I know it's not exactly the kind of thread you had, but, that's the way I do things, buddy. There you go, guys. Adios.